Hello, I'm Olufalake EK, and this is Just Flake International University, a family and mental health university. Yes, in Nigeria. If you want to know more about this, I want you to go to a website on www.justflaky.net. Today I have a special guest. She's a professor. As a matter of fact, she is my professor at the University of Houston, Clear Lake. And I want you to meet Dr. Hafshana Hawk. Before we go there, I want people to meet you. So who is Dr. Hawk?
Me. Dr. Afshana Haq. I have a PhD in marriage and family therapy, so I had a psychology bachelor's and then a master's in marriage and family therapy and also a PhD. I teach at University of Houston, Clear Lake, and I also have a private practice, which I see clients Mondays and Fridays, both in person and over the internet.
Oh, good. Yeah. So why did you go through that route? Why marriage and family therapy?
Why? Well, especially because I am Bangladeshi and we have a very collectivistic culture. And I know that there's not too many of our problems that aren't related to our families, you know, so our families are very important parts of our life. Our community is an important part of our life. And family therapy has a very systemic perspective where they keep in mind your context, your family, what they value, what you value in terms of your relationships with everybody. So I thought it's a better fit and it just makes more sense.
Okay, so what distinguishes it from other mental health professionals?
Yeah. So a lot of the mental health professionals, psychology, social work, LPC, we at the heart, we do the same thing. We look at mental illnesses and wellness and how to help people achieve that. And I think the difference is the perspective and the route we take. Okay. So if somebody comes in with anxiety or depression, we can absolutely talk about that, discuss that, but we think about, okay, how are your relationships contributing to your anxiety? How is your work environment, your school environment? So we look at all of the different systems in your life, and we try to determine the best course of action by healing all of it and not just one aspect of it.
Okay, so do you think having a family therapist like in a school setting, do you think it's going to make a difference? Because usually you have counselors, right. But you still have those kids come in, and to me, when I was growing up, I thought school counselors were just to pick your career for you,
yes.
And things like that. And I think that's what they're still doing half of the time, because students just feel, okay, we have a school counselor, so let's just go and tell them confused. I don't know what to do about it. Do you think if family therapists are brought into the school, do you think it'll make more difference? Not that they should take out the school counselors, but do they have a place there? Do you think they'll be able to contribute?
Yeah, and I think that's the best part of family therapy is we believe in collaboration. The more different perspectives that we have on any issue, the better, the more effectively we can treat it. So if a child is having problems going to college, doesn't know what to do with their life, yes, absolutely talk to a counselor. But if they're having problems with confidence, if they're having problems, maybe some behavioral problems, a lot of our research shows that the quality of a family relationship contributes to a child's performance in school, contributes to their behavior problems. So we can help broaden the perspective and figure out how to best help that child in whatever problems that they're having. So absolutely, I think there's a place for.
Okay, what about the human resources, like in companies? I've not seen somebody go to apply to a company and say, well, I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I think I can do. I can help people increase your productivity.
Absolutely.
Do you think that's a possibility? Do you think a marriage and family therapist can actually do that in human resources and actually increase the productivity of the workers?
For sure, because every worker has maybe mental distress, for example, or maybe they're stressed out by work. So we can understand how the business and the company is set up. Maybe it's the times, maybe it's the types of meetings that they have. We can look at all of those different aspects, and maybe they are having some issues in their families that's contributing to the work, or maybe too much time at work is contributing stress at home. So if we look at all of that together, we can have a happier, healthier employee that will inevitably be more productive.
Okay. As a Muslim, you have all manner of clients coming and things like that, and it's very good for people to also know that your culture or cultural background does not inhibit whatever expertise you have.
Absolutely.
Do you have any challenges in that respect? Do people come in and like, she's a Muslim, will she understand what
Right.
you're going through?
So me dealing with, you're talking about non-Muslim clients,
Non-Muslim
for
clients,
example.
yes.
I haven't come across that. I mean, I was raised in the U.S. I've been here since I was 2 months old, so I'm very, I guess, aware of the American culture and what people go through. But yeah, even if I wasn't, I mean, as a family therapist, our job is to really work from the value system and the perspective of the client. So I ask my client, what do you value? What do you want to incorporate into your life? Come up with the goals, and I can help with my expertise in the process of therapy. I can help you achieve those goals.
Okay, do you often see clients like that are into that in polygamous families?
I haven't. I think only because in the United States, polygamy is not, I guess it's illegal to one extent. And there's not a lot of people who are openly polygamous. I haven't come across that. I know Islamically it's sanctioned. It's okay if somebody was polygamous. But if they were to come in, then, you know, I would ask why they're coming in, and if they're having problems, you know, discuss those problems. Again, what their goals are, what they wish to do, and how they resolve it, and work from that perspective.
How would you handle a family that has probably a defiant teenager from the marriage and family perspective?
Yeah. Well, first I would normalize it, because if your teenager is defiant, then they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. A lot of times family feels very isolated. They think, oh my gosh, I'm the only one who has this troubled teen and everyone's going to find out. But really I remind them, you know, everybody else is probably having the same issues, number one. Number two, you know, again, as family therapist, I focus on the relationship. What is your relationship quality with your child? Do you know your teen? Do you know what they do when they're good? Do you know what they do when they're not so good? Do you understand, you know, what is the quality of your relationship? What is the connection that you have? So we build on that, because unless our children feel safe enough with us to open up to us, it's going to be hard to really get into their world and help them navigate whatever it is they're having problems with. So building that secure relationship, being connected, being open, and then realizing that, hey, you know, we don't have as much control over our teens as much as we think.
True.
And our job as parents is to help them become independent. And so starting to teach them how to negotiate as an adult. As I said before, what's difficult with teenagers is they are both children and adults. And so when you have that 2 developmental periods all in one, you have to address both. You have to give them the love and the security they need as a child, and you also have to give them the independence and the wisdom they need as adults.
I see a lot of wives getting beaten up,
Yeah.
you know, because the man is drunk, and she accepts it because she feels, okay, it's a temporary thing. It was because he was drunk, and things. And I don't think most men actually know that this is causing them harm, whatsoever. What do you have to say? What would you be able to tell a family that either the husband or wife is into any kind of substance abuse? Yeah.
Right, and I think along with substance abuse, just the idea of addiction, pornography is rampant. So a lot of that is hurting families and hurting couples. So if one or the other is having issues, let's say it's not just something that I do at parties and get drunk and I get over with, but it's affecting my life, it's affecting my family life, my job, my career, my social life. If it's starting to have problems in all of those different areas, then it is probably time to seek some professional help. And when you seek professional help, they're not there to judge you, to say you're just stupid, stop it. Because if you could, you would, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who want to, but they just don't know how to, because, you know, it physically changes you. Your body becomes dependent on it. If you have been drinking alcohol for a long time, if you stop all of a sudden, you can potentially die. And so going to a professional, they'll help you manage your use to the extent where it's no longer causing troubles in your life, and help you safely become sober, become clean from the substance.
Okay. I just read about the feminist family therapy approach.
Yes.
I mean, are you one?
I am, absolutely.
Really tell us about what that
I
is
contributed actually an article in the Journal of Feminist Family Therapy. We talked about it in class. Essentially, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about feminism, that it's just about bringing women up and pushing men down. But really, feminism is more of a social justice perspective, and it's about bringing everybody up so that everybody has equal opportunity and equity. For example, I have a career, and if I believe that, well, my husband should still work and I shouldn't help contribute, I expect him to make all the money even though I'm gonna work, that would be unfair. So if I'm shifting the dynamics and I'm working and making money, if he wants to work and pursue his goals, I should be supportive of that as well. And then just like I expect him to help around the house, I shouldn't put all the burden and the pressure of taking care of the family as well. So my husband has switched jobs, if I wasn't working, that may have not been possible for him. He may not have been able to pursue his dreams if I said, you are the primary breadwinner and you need to take care of our family. But what I understand is if I want opportunity, that should be true for everybody. And so our goal is for equity and justice so that everybody can live to their potential.
How would that fly in a
dreams.
patriarchal society?
I think it's hard,
Yeah?
especially if they have some ideas about what the role of a woman should be and what the role of a man should be. But I think you just start where you can, if at first, it didn't happen overnight. My husband wasn't helping me from the first day of marriage. I was in charge of a lot of the household activities. I was doing a lot of the cooking, cleaning, and childcare. But over time, through productive conversations and experiences and family therapy, we were able to come to an understanding and realize, what our goals and values are and what we actually wanted to achieve in our life and in our family, rather than just doing how things should be done, because that can be very limiting.
Is it a movement or a model of family therapy?
It is a model of family therapy, and I think it's a social movement in general, but it is actually a specific model of family therapy.
Okay, so you can actually use it.
Yes.
What do you do if a man comes in
Yeah.
For therapy and tells you, well, my wife is not respecting me?
She's not okay. I would validate his concerns. I'd be like, okay, how are you feeling? What is it going on that you're not feeling respected about? What's happening? And so after we discuss it, we just talk about, okay, what would it take for you to feel respected? And also, what part are you playing in it? Are you respecting your wife? Because again, it is justice for all. Sort of, I guess, a quick motto that I would say.
Okay, and what if he feels judged or because you're a woman and it feels, okay, you're taking the sides of women.
Right.
And how would you be able to, kind of alleviate his concerns?
Yeah, I think that's not a problem with feminist family therapy, because I think I wouldn't really say, hey, I'm a feminist family therapy, come to me, or therapist, come to me. I think that may just be a problem of me being a woman,
Okay.
It's something that you can see externally and very visibly a woman. And so in that case, I have had clients, they say, oh, you're going to agree with my wife because you're both women and I'm the man. And I said, no, I'm not here to agree with either of you. I'm here to do what's the best for both of you. Because if I just side with one, then that's not going to be helpful for your relationship. And I'm here to help your relationship.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the program. And
Absolutely.
I know
Thank you for
I'll
having
still
me.
come again and again and again if I need help with anything or I needed to talk to people about one thing or the other.
Sure.
I'm so delighted to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For